I could remember a rape scene that happened in Sri Lanka when I was a small novice monk. That incident was shocking, shattering, and heartbreaking for the most villagers on that time. But the news shattered, shocked, and broke the heart of many villagers when the news broadcasted on TV, on radio, and newspapers saying the rapists were someone gold seller's son and they have no rules, no regulations, and no laws. Guys, being born in a small village in Nepal, these things were new to me. These things were new to me. Raping, murdering, killing, threatening, these all things were new to me. I had no idea because you can imagine people in village people in village, they have a different mentality than the people in the town. So people in the village, they love being together, they love being helpful, they love being supportive. So I was grew up in this ambience, so I had no idea about raping, killing, murdering, robbing, and this whole incident. And even today, I don't read much this kind of news, so I don't watch this kind of news much. So I have not much, no idea until I read the book called "The Curse of That Night." When I read this book, I was completely shocked, shattered, and stunned because I was just thinking these things also happen when you are rich, poor, rich, you have money, you have power, you have no rules, no regulations, and no laws. Guys, this is what Ruchak Bhatnagar, the curse of the night, in the book Curse of the Night, he's talking about. So this book is not just a fictional book. Curse of the Night is not just a fictional book. So there are so many things to learn, so many things to read, so many things to discuss about the political situation, the MLAs, and then the ministers' mental intentions, and also rules and regulations that breaks most of the villagers' heart, poor people's heart. But it is very fun for the rich people. So seriously, guys, the more I read this book, the much I was realizing, I was understanding the truth of the world. And there are some of the part that made me cry, that made me sadden, cry. Tears were dropping through my eyes. Let me summarize you a little bit these stories so you will understand how much I am truth true to my hypothesis. Here's the thing: so Darsh and Arti are two siblings who lost their parents on some road accident. And not only they lost the parents, but after their parents' death, they lose completely everything. They lose house, they lose relatives, they lose everything, guys. So they become people on the road. So they start going here and there, doing this and that, asking for money and surviving, asking for money and eating, kind of thing. So until Dars was 12 years old boy, they had a very very hard life. They didn't know what to eat, they didn't have anything to eat, they didn't have anything, anywhere to go, they didn't have any place to sleep. They were literally spending very very difficult life, guys. So, but after he was like, Darsh was about 12 years old boy, he started working. So he was kind of very, very confidential boy. He is very uh, he never gave up in his life. So he started working in a company, in a hardware company, and he was a tea server. So he used to make tea and sell it to the employees, worker in that shop or in that company. So, and with that money, he was the money that he earned, maybe 2-3 thousand baht. Who knows how much? You can imagine how much a tea server gets. So maybe 2-3 thousand baht. So he, with that money, he used to buy food for his sister, for him, and also he used to buy some of the clothes to cover their body, and also he used to pay for his sister's education, because he had a hope that the life that he can't live forever, the life that he can't have forever, his sister must have. So this is how he had built a mentality. So he was sending school to his sister. So one day after the work, he and his sisters were going back to the school, to home, and at the same time there was a car passing crazily, and the car crashed on somewhere on the tree. So Dars and Archie never seen this incident before and shocked, but they decided to help these the people on the car. So they run to the car and saw two people laying, bleeding, and still muttering something. So Dars and Artie decided to help them. They took these two people out of the car and stopped some random car and asked for help to take them to the hospital to admit them. And they did it. So after 2 3 days later, these two people started asking who helped them. So, guys, you can't imagine. Sometimes luck knocks on the door and you will be stunned. So, same thing happened to Dars and Archie. These two people appear to be one of the famous Indian lawyers and richest lawyers too. So, these lawyers asked to Dars and Archie, "What you want for helping us?" Dars said, "I don't want anything, sir. I don't want anything. I didn't help to ask for anything. But I just want a job so I can make a little money to send my sister to university, to school, to university." So the lawyer was overjoyed. He was so happy. He was literally happy. So he promised to Dars a job and school fees for his sister. So guys, uh, and he helped to Dars. He gave Dars a job and admitted Artie to the school. So guys, like, if you're young, teenager, young and beautiful, innocent, everybody will look at you like a piece of meat. They want to grab you somewhere. They're waiting for you to eat. So the same thing happened to Artie. When she was young, burning, bright, like beautiful lemon, beautiful eyes, beautiful lips, beautiful lemon, beautiful, like beautiful girl. Uh, so people, when she used to go walk onto the road, and everybody used to look at her like she's the piece of meat, and when I can take and eat it. So this kind of mentality. The same thing happened in the school too. So she had some senior boys who always used to harass her. So one day she was irritated, frustrated, and slapped to one boy, and then this boy decided to take revenge. So next day, next after 2 or 3 days later, this boy found Artie alone walking on the street. So he called to his friend, two friends more, and these three boys together catch caught Artie, drag her into the small dark room, and literally raped her, destroyed her, killed her mentally, traumatically, and she was completely finished, guys. Even she was alive, but her mind, her heart, her whole life has been shattered and completely finished. So so after the incident, Darsh and Artie went to the police and filed the FIR. But the policemen knew that the rapists were the son of a MLA, and they can't do anything because they get commission from them. So they decided not to accept the FIR. They rejected the FIR. The Archie and Darsh felt defeated, corrupted, unwanted, and completely lost. They talked to the policemen again and again, but they didn't dismayed to even look at them because they were poor guys. So Darsh and Archie went back home and narrated the whole incident to the lawyer, and lawyer was completely shocked and saddened, and lawyer decided to help Darsh and Archie, and he stood up. So when the MLA knew that the man who is fighting against his son is someone, the famous lawyer in the country, the richest lawyer in the country, so he wanted to do some favor, or he wanted to pay and then buy this lawyer to shut his mouth off. So he went to a lawyer's home and started talking about the compensation, but the lawyer said, hey, you can buy policemen but not me. So now you can do one favor to me, shut your mouth and then get the hell out of here. So MLA was shocked and felt defeated. He went back home and he decided to take revenge. So he hired some goons to kill this lawyer. But lawyer, it appeared to be more smarter than MLA. He found the whole documents faster than the MLA can imagine, and jail his son for the whole life. So this is the end of the story. This is the end of the story. So guys, if you want to read this book, if you will read this book, you will understand the so many things here. It is not about the novel, but there are so many things to learn on it. So many knowledge there are, and so many truth there are. And the more I read, the more I thought like, oh wow, the world is not the way we think about it. There's nothing like the way I think about the world. So um, me and Sai always argue about rules, regulations, and laws of the country. So Sai always says, if always argue, actually she says, if there's no rules and regulation and laws, the people of the country will be like oxes, untied buffaloes. And I agree with her. But when I ask her one thing, how about people who has power, who has money, who has power, who has authorities, misuse the laws and rules and regulation and laws of the country. And she shut her mouth off. So do I. So how? Okay, so this is the end of the conversation, guys. So how do you feel this story? If you feel good, please put your thought on the comment box. And if you have any suggestion, so please give me the suggestion. Also put your thought down in the comment box so I can apply it. I can develop myself more, even more.